Take everything you saved last year and divide it by 365. That number is what you actually paid yourself each day. For most people, it comes out to a few dollars. For a lot of people, it's zero, or worse, it's a negative number, meaning they slid backward a little every single day without ever noticing. Now picture someone you know who's genuinely built wealth. Not a celebrity, a real person you've actually met. Back when they were building it, that daily number was probably $100, $200, sometimes more. That gap between a couple dollars a day and a couple hundred explains almost everything. Not luck, not their job, not some secret nobody told you. Just what they quietly put away each day. And the daily part is what makes it finally click. Saving $36,000 in a year sounds impossible, like something other people do. Saving $100 a day sounds hard, but doable. It's the exact same number. One feels out of reach, and the other feels like something you could start Monday. So this isn't a video about a budget or some big plan you'll abandon by February. It's 3 small things you do every single day that make staying broke genuinely hard to pull off. Most money advice fails for one boring reason. It asks you to make the right choice over and over, month after month, running on willpower. And willpower runs out. You have a bad week, a tight month, a stretch where everything's going wrong and the plan quietly dies. A daily action works completely differently. It's too small to dread, so you actually do it. And you do it so often that it stops being a decision and just becomes who you are. So we're building 3 of those. 3 tiny daily moves that stack in your favor, whether you feel like it or not. The first one happens in the morning, before your phone drags you into everybody else's life. You open your banking app and you look at 3 numbers. What's in your checking account, what you owe, and what you've got invested. You don't analyze them. You don't make a plan. You don't beat yourself up over them. You just look. It sounds too simple to do anything. But anything you look at every day, your brain quietly decides is important. And it starts steering your choices toward it without you having to force it. The people whose numbers keep sliding are almost always the ones avoiding the app. Because looking feels bad, and avoiding it lets the bad numbers get worse in the dark. Carved into the stone at the entrance of the Temple of Apollo at Delphi, one of the most sacred sites of the ancient world, were 2 words: know thyself. The Greeks put that at the door of their holiest place because they understood that facing the truth about yourself is where everything starts. Your money works the same way. You cannot fix a number you refuse to look at. Look at it every morning, and within a couple weeks, it stops feeling like a judgment and starts feeling like plain information. And that's the moment you start making calm decisions instead of scared ones. The second move is where the actual money gets built, and it flips the way almost everyone tries to save. Most people try to save whatever's left at the end of the month, and 2 things go wrong. There's usually nothing left, because spending grows to fill whatever's sitting there. And on a tight month, that one big transfer feels like a punch. So it gets skipped. So you flip it. You set up a tiny automatic transfer every single day into an account you don't touch. $5, $10. An amount so small your checking barely flinches. So the part of your brain that panics about losing money never even wakes up. But it stacks. $10 a day is over $3,000 in a year, built out of transfers you never once felt. Warren Buffett put the whole idea in one sentence. Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. That's the flip. Your future gets paid first, automatically, before the day even starts. And you live on what's left instead of the other way around. And each of those little daily deposits does something quieter too. It slowly convinces you that you're a person who builds wealth, until one day that's just true. The third move happens at night, and it takes about 2 minutes. Before bed, you look back at what you spent that day, and you tag each thing one of two ways: intentional or reactive. Intentional means you planned it or you needed it. Reactive means it just happened, an impulse, a bad mood, something you bought because you were bored or stressed or scrolling. Doing this the same day is the whole trick. Review a month of spending and you can't remember why you bought any of it. Review tonight's spending tonight and you remember exactly how you felt when you tapped the card. Do that for a week or two and your patterns walk right up and introduce themselves. You spend when you're stressed after work. You spend at 9 p.m. when you're bored on the couch. You spend right after being on your phone. Once you can see the trigger, you can deal with that one specific thing, instead of vaguely promising to spend less on everything. This is not some new idea, by the way. 2,000 years ago, the Roman philosopher Seneca ended every night the same way. Once the house went quiet, he would go back over his whole day, everything he did and said, hiding nothing from himself. Not to punish himself, just to see clearly and do a little better tomorrow. You're running that exact ancient practice. You're only pointing it at your money. So that's the routine. In the morning, you look at your 3 numbers. As the day starts, a little money quietly moves to your future. At night, you spend 2 minutes seeing where your money actually went. Add it all up, and it costs you maybe 5 minutes across a whole day. None of it is big. That's exactly why it works. It's small enough that you'll actually do it every day. And daily is the thing that makes staying broke so hard, because now there's a system running in the background every single day. Whether you're inspired or exhausted, whether it's a good month or a rough one. It doesn't ask you to be disciplined forever. It just asks you to start. So pick tomorrow morning. Look at the 3 numbers. Set up the tiny transfer. Review the day tomorrow night. Then do it again the next day. That's how staying broke slowly turns into something you'd have to actually work at. And if this gave you a routine you can actually run, subscribe, and stick around.
Tap the subscribe button now.
Because everything on this channel is built to walk you from broke to free.
One plain truth at a time.